Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Tuesday, February 20th edition of our video devotionals, and we appreciate you being with us today. Hope your Tuesday's going well. We've got a beautiful day here in central North Carolina, and so hopefully everything's going well where you're at. Well, we're going to kind of jump into things here quickly. That way we can get you in and out wherever you're at and whenever you'll listen to this. And otherwise, we appreciate everybody who watches, and we do thank you for all the interactions we have and all of that. So we thank you, okay? All right, so our word for this week, or our theme, is the word magnify, magnified. And we're going to be in the book of Psalms today, Psalm 34. We'll look at verses 1 through 3 and give you something I think that'll be of good help to all of us, okay? All right, so notice here in Psalm 34, verse 1 starts like this: I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Those first two verses, just take a moment here, of course. You know, how often should we be praising the Lord? How about continually? How about at all times? Okay, we can do that, just like when the Bible says to pray without ceasing. You say, well, how in the world do we do that and then add something like this? Well, it's just, you never abandon any of it. It's just like I'm doing a devotion here, but as soon as I get finished and it's quiet, if I'm not doing something, then there's this attitude, and certainly the performance of praise and blessing to the Lord, and the same thing with prayer. And then, of course, I like this: my soul shall make her boast in the Lord. So, you know, if you ever heard somebody say to somebody else, boy, I hear great things. I was watching I guess it was like a video on Facebook. And there was a preacher there, and someone said, well, I've heard some great things about your ministry. And he said, the Lord's been good to us. And he didn't take credit and say, you know, that's because of me. You know, I appreciate that. No, his boast is in the Lord. And notice what it says there: the humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Just something about other people that it's refreshing to hear people, you know, giving the praise and the credit to the Lord. But notice here in verse 3, what we're going to zero in on: oh, magnify the Lord with me. Now, certainly when you praise and you're blessing the Lord, when you are making your boast in the Lord, you are magnifying. You're making much of him and less of yourself. John the Baptist said that he must increase and I must decrease. So this idea of magnifying the Lord, now certainly there's no way in the world or ever that we exaggerate how good God is. You know, sometimes we say things about people or this or that, and sometimes it's, you know, it's people mean well, but it's a big stretch, you know, sometimes maybe, or it's just because there's a connection and all of that. I get that. But look, when it comes to the Lord, he's worthy of all praise, all honor, all glory. There's nothing we can say that exceeds who he is. But here's a great thing, though. It says, oh, magnify the Lord with me. You know, that's kind of that's a blessing of fellowship. You know, you can be with two people, and two people that love the Lord can begin talking about the Lord, and together they're magnifying the Lord. And then, of course, the church scenario. You know, we talk about church and we talk about worship. We talk about this. You know, one of the great things is, just like, for example, in our church, in many churches, we have congregational singing. Do you know that's a way for us to gather on the very same page to magnify the Lord together? That's why it's important. And many things. So when you come together, whether it be at church or a fellowship or what have you, it's always great when you can magnify the Lord together. Now, here's the thing. When you're doing that, both of you benefit. And there's something about this togetherness that encourages each other. One helps the other. And it's just like when you give testimonies at church. Sometimes we do this, and people just say, look, I'm glad I'm saved. And another person hears that and says, you know, boy, I'm glad I'm saved. And they may not publicly say it, but in their heart they're saying, man, I'm glad I'm saved too. And it's a blessing. So you understand that. So magnifying, exalting him, and making much of him. And again, we can't overdo that. There's no way that we can overdo it. And so I love this psalm here simply because it's something that we all can do. It's all something we should do, and it's something we can do together, right? All right. So we're giving you a good amount of time today. We're right at the 5-minute mark, so we're going to close it down for the day. Otherwise, I hope you are going to be safe and healthy as best you can be and having a wonderful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow on the middle part of the work week and school week. Otherwise, have a wonderful day.